In the high-gloss world of fame and fortune, many African-American celebrities have found themselves at the center of controversy, not only because of their status, but because of the choices they make once they reach the pinnacle of success. Time and again, some of these men are just what they weren't, the fantasy sold to them by fame, while ignoring what they need, a strong, grounded partner who understands the struggle and the purpose behind the spotlight. Truth is uncomfortable. With money, status, and access, many black celebrities find themselves drawn to the allure of white women, not necessarily out of love, but often as a status symbol, a representation of having made it in a society that once excluded them from everything. The problem is, these relationships are often built on fantasy, not foundation. This is not a blanket indictment of interracial relationships, but a critique of the pattern. Powerful black men repeatedly turning away from women who understand their roots, their culture, and their real needs, only to end up in legal, personal, or public relation disasters with women who never had their back to begin with.
I don't speak for everybody in the black community, but let me tell you why some of the black people are rallying behind Kyrie and Kanye. It says that because when blacks have a misstep, it seems like we suffer the harshest penalties. It seems like other groups offend blacks and they never suffer the penalty that Kyrie and Kanye have suffered. It seems like to us, a lot of us, not all, some of us, a large portion of us, is that black are bound by shackles. We're held more accountable for our actions and our words, where our counterparts are with cobwebs. They're easily brushed aside.
NFL Hall of Famer and media powerhouse Shannon Sharpe is one of the most recent examples, a man known for his outspoken opinions and sharp insights. Shannon rose from humble beginnings to national prominence, but despite his wisdom on the field and behind the mic, he has openly paraded a lifestyle filled with white women, often glamorized on his own platforms. What's chilling is that guests on his show, including veterans in the game, want him. They hinted sometimes explicitly that not every fantasy is worth pursuing, especially in a world that still sees black men as disposable. Yet Shannon ignored these signs. Recently, whispers around him suggest that the very women he flaunted have been at the center of public embarrassment, legal friction, and deep personal strife. What started as fun and status has slowly led to a kind of destruction that isn't always loud, but is always costly. Then there's Deshaun Watson, the once celebrated quarterback who found himself facing dozens of accusations of sexual misconduct, most of which came from white women working as massage therapists. With over 20 allegations at one point, Watson's career was nearly dismantled. The common thread, the unchecked pursuit of a fantasy without accountability. The tragedy here is layered. Not only was Deshaun's name dragged through the mud, but the black community watched yet another young brother go down a path that could have been avoided. The fame, the access, and the belief that money could insulate him from consequence. All of it led him to a situation where few people, especially not the women he chased, stood by him when it mattered most.
Tiger Woods is no longer great.
He's nowhere close to what he once was and may never return to his old form.
Oh my God, this is maybe 50 yards left of the green.
Wow.
Tiger's competitive career is over.
Professional golfer Tiger Woods has been arrested on DUI charges in Florida.
He certainly doesn't look like the Tiger that we all knew once upon a time.
Global management consulting firm Accenture is cutting ties with Tiger Woods, saying that he is no longer the right representative for its advertising.
Tiger Woods, perhaps the most high-profile example. Once a global icon, Tiger's downfall was splashed across tabloids, from affairs with white women to a public divorce that cost him hundreds of millions and deeply damaged his reputation. The women disappeared. His sponsors walked. His foundation wavered. His black heritage was never something he leaned into until it was all he had left. Kanye West. Before the public meltdowns and controversies, Kanye was a genius of culture and fashion. But his highly publicized marriage to Kim Kardashian, a symbol of the modern white fantasy, marked a dramatic turn in his behavior, public image, and mental health. Many argue that since he started the relationship, Kanye's connection to his roots and grounding in black culture became more fragile, and his eventual spiral was both personal and political. O.J. Simpson. A tragic and infamous case, O.J. distanced himself from the black community, often emphasizing that he was not black but O.J. His high-profile marriage to Nicole Brown and the eventual trial of the century became a defining moment in American race relations. While acquitted, the public perception of him never recovered, and he became more of a cautionary tale than a legend. The tragedy here is that many of these men had strong black women in their corners at some point. Mothers, sisters, mentors. But they left them behind when the lights got brighter. And often, when trouble hits, it's not the white woman calling the lawyers, standing outside the courtroom, or defending them in interviews. It's the very community they left behind. Black women have been the backbone of the black community for centuries. They've held it down through slavery, segregation, mass incarceration, and systemic injustice. They understand the weight of being black in America, and they know how to fight for their own. Yet too often, they are overlooked for what glitters. This isn't just a story of interracial dating. This is a story of discipline versus desire, of chasing fantasy over foundation. What black celebrities need is connection, support, and a woman who understands their struggle. What many want is the Instagram dream, the tabloid romance, the trophy.
True wealth is this right here. Jay-Z understands that. Beyoncé understands that. Nobody needs to go home to a poodle and a vibrator. Nobody needs to be alone. Nobody should be alone. This concept of being alone is bullshit, because most of your favorite female singers that are out here singing this song are going home to their man, their fiance, or their husband. Whether you know it or not, that's on you. You believe that toxic ass shit. That's why you're filling up the arenas with it. Nobody wants to be alone, sir. No man. This is biblical. Companionship. Look it up, non-biblical people. If you get rid of the vibrator and the poodle, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Marriage. Some other shit, my brother. Oh my.